Hello students, welcome to SV classes. Today I will explain you Unit 1 of the workbook Words and Expression. Words and Expression. This book is the additional book which is introduced by CBSE from this session, that is from 2021. CBSE has made some changes in the paper pattern of English. One new book has been introduced and some changes are also made in the paper pattern of English. Instead of story writing, there will be analytical paragraph writing which will carry 10 marks. You may know more about the new pattern in my next video. So now let us start with the unit 1 of the workbook, that is words and expression. The first unit is based on the chapter A Letter to God. This unit will give the practice to the students for English language as it is introduced. So you will have the practice of reading, writing, listening, speaking and reading all the 4 parts. So now let's begin. Try to analyze the character of Rancho from different point of view. So you have already read the chapter A Letter to God, and from this chapter you have seen Rancho's faith in God and his attitude towards the officers and the post office. So from that you try to analyze the character of Rancho from different point of view. So, do you think that he is right in asking support from God, or is he right for blaming the people at the post office? So, you think about the character and try to analyze that. The summary of the story Rancho is given below, and the sequence of the story is jumbled up. So this is an exercise in which you have to read the story again and rearrange the jumbled sentence to make a coherent story. Now I can just help you in this section with a little hint. Now here there are sentences and the sentences are related to the story A Letter to God. So here you can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. 6 parts are there, 6 sentences are there. Below there are other. I will just show you in the next slide. Here it is. So here there are the rest sentences, and from this sentences you have to arrange the sentence in sequence. I can just give you one hint that this would be your last sentence. That when the postmaster opened the letter, it said, "Oh, thanks for sending the money, but I have received only 17 pesos. Next time you please send me money directly because the post office are a bunch of crooks." Crooks means dishonest person, because they have taken away the 30 pesos. So this is the end of the story. I can just give you this hint that this is the last sentence of the story. Next exercise is create a graphic description based on the given summary of the story. You have to create a graphic description. Here one example is given. The picture is given which shows that Rancho, you can see that Rancho is in the middle of his cornfield. Okay, so similarly you have to do the exercise. You have to stick the pictures in this B section, C section and D, and from then you have to make a story with the help of the pictures. Now let us move to the next exercise. It is a reading comprehension. For the reading purpose, a story is given of a trader and the tailor. And through this story, we are going to understand the theme of the story, and not only the theme but also the language which is being used in the story. So given below is a story of a tailor who has been known for his skill in cheating and stealing. So from the very first line we are able to understand that there is a tailor and who has the talent of cheating and stealing. Now read in groups of 4 or in pairs, and you may discuss the events and incidents of the story with your friends, and then you can just sequentially manage it. So you have to discuss the story. The purpose of reading the story is not only to understand the story but also to learn new words. CBSE had introduced this workbook. The purpose is that students should learn practical English, which is more important for them to attempt the questions in their exams. So let us read the story and try to understand. I will also discuss the difficult words. There was a tailor who was known for beating others in the art of being light-fingered and thievery. What is the meaning of light-fingered? Light-fingered means one who have the habit of stealing. So here there is a tailor and he is light-fingered. He has the art of light-fingered, means he has the habit of stealing. And what he must be stealing? He must be stealing the cloth. And the thievery means the skill of stealing. So he not only have the habit but he also have the skill. He is quite talented in stealing, and what he is stealing? He is stealing clothes. Now there is one another character, that is a trader. A trader swore. Swore is the past tense of swear. 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 So a trader swore that even with 100 attempts, the tailor would not be able to take a coil of thread from him without his knowledge. So there was a trader who thought that I am quite superior, I am quite intelligent than the tailor, and what he swore? He swore that I would go to the tailor, and even after he had made 100 attempts, he would not be able to take a coil of thread, means a single reel of thread, without my knowledge. The trader was told that many others more intelligent than him had been beaten up or had been beaten by the tailor, means they were defeated by the tailor. They were unable to know that how the tailor was taking away the cloth. They said he should not imagine himself so great, for his ego would only give him worse troubles in competition with the tailor. Since the trader became more competitive and made a wager, you will pronounce this wager, and the meaning of wager is bet, and he made a bet that the tailor would not be able to rob him of anything. So even though many people gave him advice, what he told, no, I will go to the tailor and I bet you that he won't be able to rob me. So he wagered an Arab horse with those who taunted him. He wagered an Arab horse. Those who taunted him, those who gave him advice and told him that he was less intelligent, he just bet that if I am successful, then you have to give me an Arab horse. If the tailor failed to steal, then they would have to give him a horse instead. That night the trader lay awake, troubled by the situation, and could not sleep a wink. What is the meaning of wink? Means to close one eye for a short time. There is one another word, blink, and the meaning of blink is to close both the eyes. So the whole night he was unable to sleep. He was just he was just thinking what to do and how to beat the tailor. In the morning, he put a piece of satin cloth under his arm and went to the bazaar and entered the shop and saluted the cunning rogue warmly. Rogue means a dishonest person. Everybody know that he was a dishonest person. The tailor was the dishonest person. So he went to his shop and saluted this cunning rogue. Very warmly he saluted. The tailor also on the other side, what he did? The tailor sprang up from his seat. sprang up means to jump with joy, and welcomed the trader, inquiring about his health with cordiality, exceeding even that the trader, planting in his heart great feelings of affection from him. Cordiality means to be very friendly. He just greeted to be friendly. So he just greeted this trader as if he is talking to him in a very friendly way, and planting in his heart that he has quite affections, the feeling of affection for him. When the trader heard the songs of sweetness, the songs of sweetness, it means the words, the sentences that were being told by the tailor. When he heard that the tailor is welcoming him very sweetly, very friendly, in a very agreeable manner, then what he thought, he flung down the piece. What he did, he flung down the piece of silk and said, what he said, cut this into a cloth for me and make it wide below my navel, means belly, so as not to hamper my legs, and tight about it to show off my figure. So what he told, that I have a piece of satin, and from this piece of satin I want you to make a coat. And he just described the pattern of the coat. So how the coat should be, it should be little below my navel and not like a hamper. Hamper here, the meaning of hamper means a basket, a container. So it should not look like a basket. It should be little bit tight so that it would show my figure properly. So in this way, the trader told the tailor to stitch a coat for him. The tailor answered, "O kindly man, I will do you 100 service." And tailor continued with his sweet voice and said, "Oh, I am really happy, and I will do 100 services for you." He measured the satin and inspected the working surface, and all the time chatted away to the trader in idle gossip. So what he started gossiping with the trader. And what he was talking about? He was talking about other Amirs. What is the meaning of Amir? It is a title of various Muslim rulers. So he was talking about the various Muslim rulers, Amirs, and the bounties. Bounties means a very generous amount, money, and the gift that he received from them. And about misers and their mean ways, he was also talking about some misers who were very greedy, and through the mean ways they made the trader, they didn't used to give money to the tailor, and all this thing made the trader laugh with hysterics. Hysterics means uncontrollable laughter. So he was just laughing and laughing with hysterics. Hysterics means without controlling his laughter. He was laughing continuously by the stories or the tales that were being told by the tailor. And during this beguiling talk means charming talk. A beguiling talk, and during this charming, enchanting, you can also use the word, you can also use mesmerized, means he was totally in control of the tailor. And why? Because the tailor was talking beguiling talks. Beguiling means a very enchanting, charming, or mesmerizing talk, and he was snipping away. Snip means cut, and he was snipping away with his scissors rapidly, cutting as fast as his lips moved. So both things were happening simultaneously. His lips were also moving, and his scissor was also moving. The trader was happy. The tailor was cutting. The trader closed his eyes in joy. The tailor cut extra pieces. The trader was very happy. He had an uncontrollable laugh. He was just laughing and enjoying the stories. And on the other side, what the tailor was doing, he cut the extra pieces, tucking them under his thighs, hidden away from all, but not from God. So what the tailor, as you already know, that he was a very dishonest person. He was a rogue. He was a dishonest person. He used to cheat, and he had the talent of cheating others, especially the cloth. So what he did, he just cut the extra piece and kept it under his thighs. From his delight at the tailor's tales, the trader's former boast went out of his mind. So the trader already forgot that what was the purpose and why he came to the tailor. What satin, what boast, what wager. The trader was drunk on the jokes told by the tailor. Means totally he was blind and he forgot the purpose of coming to the tailor. Then the tailor told such an incredible story, such a good story, that the trader fell over on his back with laughter. The tailor stitched a swatch. This is swatch. The meaning of swatch is to a piece of satin. Swatch means a piece of satin. He just stitched a satin cloth to the hem of his underpant. Hem means a small inside part. While the trader was paying no attention at all, greedily sucking with every guffle. Every guffle means to laugh loudly. To laugh loudly. So what happened? The tailor swiftly stitched a swatch of the satin to the hem. He just stitched a piece of satin in his hem, under his underpant, and on the other side the trader was not paying any attention. He was just greedily sucking every guffle means every, and he was enjoying the jest means the jokes of the tailor. The tailor continued to tell funnier and funnier tales and jokes until the trader was completely within his control. So with his eyes shut and his reason unvanished, the bewailed. What is the meaning of bewailed? The confused, you can say. You can also use the word puzzled. The puzzled, confused and boastful trade was drunk with joy, and the tailor continued to cut, flinching. Flinching means to steal, and the tailor continued to steal yet more of the beautiful cloth, with nothing to stop him now. And yet the trader begged for more, and the trader on the other side was telling him to tell more and more stories. Now, this is a paragraph in which there is a spiritual message given. We will read it afterwards. First, we will complete the story. Eventually, the tailor became bored with the whole story and told the trader that he better leave before another tale was told. For if I tell another one, the coat will be too tight for you and you will stop laughing and weep tears of blood. So this is instruction, the last instruction given by the tailor, that now stop hearing my tales, otherwise if you hear more tales your cloth will become shorter and shorter. Means I am definitely going to steal more and more cloth. Okay, so with this we end the story, and here there is a spiritual message that has been given in the story. Let us read and try to understand. You who becomes the slave of the jest means joke. No story is more laughable than you yourself. Means you yourself, you can laugh on yourself. Think on this at the edge of the grave. Edge of the grave means the end of life. Grave means tomb. How long will you listen to the lies of this world? Just like the trader, you are also listening to the lies of the world and you are enjoying. You feel that you are enjoying that moment. But actually, what is happening? That leave your mind and spirit unhindered. Unhinged. Unhinged means mentally unbalanced. Means you used to laugh at others and this make your mind and spirit unbalanced. Unhinged means unbalanced, and the universal tailor will cut the stitch the hems of 100 travelers. And during that time, what will happen? The universal tailor will cut the piece, means it will snatch some moments from your life. So this is a spiritual message that we find from this story. Now let us move forward. So after reading this story, here it is given, did you enjoy the story of the trader and the tailor? The story is summarized below. Read the story again with your friend and complete the paragraph using short sentence with the given hint. So here the hint is given in the bracket, and using that hint you have to complete the story. It is the same story of the trader and the tailor. So I will just do some 2 or 3 exercises for you. Once there was a tailor who was known for, now you have to use the word hint that is given, cheat and thievery. So you can just write, who was known for his talent of cheating and flinching. Flinching also means to steal something. So he had the talent of cheating, stealing and flinching. He could cheat anyone with the cunning ways of deceiving people. A trader challenged that the tailor would not be able to cheat him. He went, we can use just the word went, he went to the tailor with a piece of satin cloth. The tailor dash, and here the hint is given, welcome. So you can just write what was the reaction when the tailor saw the trader. You can just write over here, the tailor jumped from his seat and cordially greeted and welcomed the trader. The trader on the other side, you can just write, felt very happy by the tailor's praise. He told the tailor to make a coat for him. The tailor dashed the trader. So what he was doing, he just started narrating. You can write here, the tailor started narrating stories to the trader at maximum. So in this way you have to complete, you have to read, and with the hints that are given you have to fulfill this blanks. Okay. So the half exercise is done by me, students, and the other half it is for your practice. So this was our first part, that is the reading comprehension, which had also the practice of vocabulary. One more exercise is given over here for the practice. In this story you have come across the word light finger. Can you just recall what is the meaning of light finger? Yes, habit of stealing. So here there are some other words which start with the word light, and blanks are given. You have to fill up the blanks. The dash, you can just pause the video and do the exercise by yourself and then check the answer. The dash is a unit of distance used to measure distance in space. So distance is measured in light years. So this is your answer of first sentence. The farmer bought a dash truck. Truck, there are heavy duty truck and light duty truck. So this is the answer of your second sentence. We had a fairly dash discussion with our colleagues. This is pronounced as colleagues. So light-hearted, this is the third. Rita felt dizzy and light-headed. This is the answer of your fourth sentence. Light-headed means somewhat dizzy and somewhat fainted after sky diving. And he is a light sleeper. This is the answer of fifth sentence. He is a light sleeper, and whenever there is a slightest noise, he used to wake up. The next exercise is for your grammar part. So let us see what it is. You have come across many relative clauses in the lesson. Okay, now read about the relative clauses again and try to do the exercise. Here there is a box given, two boxes are given, box 1 and 2. In that you have some clauses. Okay, there are clauses and you have to complete the sentence over here. The one is done for you. A tailor is a person, this is for first sentence, who stitches cloth. So you are using the relative clause who. Similarly, in the second sentence, a dictionary is a book which contains meanings of words. So here you will use the relative clause which and write the rest of the words, means the clause. Okay. A book is about a scientist. For human being you will use who, and for a non-living you will use the word which. Okay, so a book is about a scientist who, what can be the answer? Who won the Nobel Prize. Okay students, so you can pause again the video and do the exercise. I have just done few for you. I will just do the last one, which is a universal message. God helps those who help themselves. God helps those who help themselves. Okay students, so rest of the sentence I would like you to do by yourself. Now here at the side there is one word, that is proofreading. What is the meaning of proofreading? Editors. Editors means the one who edit the passage. So editors have special symbols and they are called proofreading marks to correct the language. Whenever the editor is correcting any paragraph, they used to make some marks. Suppose there is a need of space, they will make this mark. Suppose there is a need of full stop, they will make this mark. So these are some. You can also see more on page at page 167 and 168. The next exercise is editing. Editing, students, already you have done in class 9. Editing is a part in, here it is a omission, although it is written editing, but this is somewhat omission, means you have to add one word. For example, now we'll read and understand. Suppose Lencho gets 100 pesos in his envelope. So instead of 70, if he get 100, he writes a letter to God expressing his gratitude. Gratitude means thanks. However, he has missed a word in each line and help him to complete the letter. So in every line, one word is missing. Thank, the one is done for you. Thank you for sending 100. You can just pause the video, do the exercise and then go for the answers. Thank you for sending 100 pesos. Here you can write as help. I am very grateful for this kind gesture. You were my only, something is missing here, what it will be? Only hope, and your help has here it will be has increased. What it has done? It has increased my faith in you. This money will help me until the next crop, and I promise to hard. There should be one adjective. You can use the word to work hard. Sorry, not adjective. There should be a verb. So with to we will use V1. We can use the verb work. And I promise to work hard in the future. Now this is a practice for listening. For this you need 2 students, means 2 can do this exercise. How you will do? The story has been told in 2 ways. Story A has all the odd sentences 1, 3 and 4, and story B is having the even sentences. Now you can do this working in pair. one of you will take up story A, the other one will take up story B. The first person will read the first line and the partner will write in space provided. So the first boy will read the first line, the second boy will write on this blank page. Then the second boy will read the story B, the second line of story B, and the first partner will write the space that is been given. I will just show you in this way. So the second boy will read the second line and the first boy will write sentence over here. So in this way, here there is a story. So simultaneously, one by one will read, other will write after listening. So this is the practice of listening. Now let us move to the next exercise. You can just pause the video and have a glance on this. Now this is a practice for speaking. Let us read and understand. Rancho, the main character in the story, is a farmer and he supports his family through farming. The conflict in the story happens when a hailstorm strikes the field and destroys his farm. All the hard work for nothing. The entire land is ranked by the catastrophe and there is no one who can help. Rancho's complete faith in God is amazing during the calamity. So here one type of conflict you can see through this story. And what is that conflict? It is a conflict, it is a story of conflict between the man versus nature. So discuss this with your partner about the natural calamities and that play havoc in the life of people, and collect the photographs and make a virtual presentation to share in the class. So you have to make a presentation, you have to collect the incidents of natural calamities. For example, there was earthquake in Gujarat in 2002. So on that basis, you can just collect the photos and write about the situation of the state, of the country during that time, and share this presentation in your class. One more exercise is given. Try writing a small poem on the topic man versus nature. You can also write a small poem on the topic man versus nature. One example of this type of poem is given over here. You can pause the video and read and have some hint from this. So two thing as you can do for the speaking purpose, you can make a presentation on the natural calamities and also you can write a poem on man versus nature. Now this is a practice for writing. The tailor here is a cheat, but Rancho in the story, a letter to God, is a naive. What is the meaning of naive? Naive. Naive means a person who is showing lack of judgment, or you can also say lack of experience or wisdom. So here you can see in the story that Rancho is a naive, a very simple person, a farmer. So if you compare Rancho with Taylor, you can see that Rancho has immense faith in God. So you discuss between the Rancho and the Taylor among your friends and what makes them different. So you can work in pair, list the actions and the qualities of Rancho and Taylor and draw their character sketch. So you can compare the character sketch of Rancho and Taylor. Here actions are given and in front of that you can write the quality. For example, what does the person is doing and you have to write the quality. The one is done for you. Rancho lost all his crops. So what it shows? That he is helpless and prays to God. Okay. The next one is How does he manage the situation? So here you can just write what is the character of Rancho, that he has a lack of courage. He is unable to manage the situation. He is unable to resolve the problem. Okay, so you can just in this way you can do the further exercise. You will read the situation, and according to the situation you have to write the character sketch of the person. So here you will write the character sketch of Rancho, that he is having a lack of courage, he is unable to manage the situation properly, and instead of that he just kept faith in God. And does he harm anyone by his action? Just like the tailor used to harm the customer, but Rancho didn't have any intention to harm anyone. So in this way, you can just pause the video, read and write the other exercise. So after this exercise, you can now write the character sketch of Rancho and the tailor. The next exercise is, here the two portraits are given and the description of the person is given below. You can see here there is one man and woman over here. The name of the boy is Ravi and the girl is Mohini. Now regarding Ravi, some points are given. That Ravi, you can just see from the portrait that it is a picture of a handsome young man in full sleeve shirt. Ravi is an engineer in a manufacturing firm. He likes to make, fix and repair the things. He loves to watch television and goes to the movie thrice a month. He is congenial and supportive. He does not like to play but goes for a morning walk. So here from these lines we are able to understand somewhat about the character sketch of Ravi. Similarly on the other side, some thing is given about Mohini. How is she? The portrait itself shows that she is a middle-aged lady who is a singer and she studied music. You can just see there is a mic in his hand. So she loves music. She studied music and she became a playback singer. She likes to be with people and participates in the social functions. She loves music and reading book. She is firm and a lady with purpose. She does not get time to exercise. So after reading this, what you are supposed to do? After reading this, you write a description of any one of the above based on the details. You may follow the process approach to writing. First, you read the given information in the box and make a list of adjectives, points used for each person in your own words. Secondly, take the help of this point to develop the outline in sentence form. Third, use the outline and prepare the first draft of the description of the person and then edit the draft and prepare the final draft after making all changes. So for this, you can just see further some details are given below. Here are the details. This is the process of writing. The process of writing a analytical paragraph. Okay. So what is the process? The first process is what do you do? Okay. So this is the processing. So what you are supposed to do first? The first one is the brainstorming. Brainstorming means note down as many ideas as you can about a topic. Suppose you are writing about a topic. The first what you will do, you will just note down all the ideas that you have related the topic. Then try to arrange the idea in sequence, one by one, one after one. The next is you will outline it. How you will outline? Create an outline of your writing. Which idea will go first and how will they be supported by the evidence? Means some proof, there should be some relevant supportive incident regarding each part. There can be also pictures. Next is drafting. Write the first draft and here the focus is on the content and not the form. Okay, you have to see that whatever content, whatever ideas you have thought, you have just drafted it properly. Then you will revise it. you will try to improve it and delete all the unnecessary part and try to improve the language by yourself. And next you will give it for the proofreading to any elder person or teacher, so that the teacher might focus on the form and not the content. He may just point out the unwanted part and also the grammar part, and this way a final draft is been made. Now at the end you have a project, and what is that project? You may have come across some people in your neighborhood. You might have inspired by them or by their action. Okay, so just nearby you must have come across many persons with by whom you are being inspired regarding their childhood, their education, job, likes and dislikes, or their contribution to the society and the country, their interesting features and characteristics. So request from them, you take the pictures of such inspiring persons and collect the information and write their portrait and present it in the class. You may also read on how to do project work. Okay, there is one exercise, how to do the project work. You may just pause and read and try to understand that how you will make a project work in English language. We have to collect the informations, ideas, situations. We have to read newspapers, listen to radios, encyclopedia, talk to people, collect the pictures, illustration, and in this way you can make a good presentation. So these are some few points. You can just pause the video, read, and finally planning, writing and draft and editing. So having collected the required data, information and ideas, plan and organize the data and interpret them to write the draft. It could be a poster, a script of a play, song, essay. Editing is an important part of writing the report. So students should be made aware of the process approach involved in writing a good piece of work. Then present it to the whole class or to school during the assembly. Okay, so with this students we end the first unit of the book, that is the workbook of your CBSE, the words and expression. I hope you would be able to understand and do the exercise. If you want further information regarding the new pattern of English language from this year, that is 2020-21, you can find it in my next video. Thank you, and if you like my video, please like, share and subscribe.